Om Ganadipataye Namaha. On the occasion of Vinayaka Chaviti or Ganesh Chaturthi, I am going to narrate the story of the Vinayaka Vratam. The story that has three parts: the birth of Lord Ganesha, his winning of the Vignas, and the story of Samantakamani. These stories from our ancient scripts have a lot of morals that are pertinent to our lives today, which I will try to highlight along the story. Ganesha, popular as the elephant god, is powerful and is the first god to be prayed while starting any puja or auspicious event. He is known to remove obstacles and enables your event or job to become successful. In the forest of Naimisaranya, a great sage named Suta Maharshi originally narrated this story of how Ganesha was born. What is the dosha that comes when we see the moon on Vinayaka Chaviti, and the remedy of the dosha? Once there lived a demon king by the name of Gajasura. He was named so because he had the form of an elephant. He performed great penance for Lord Shiva. Shiva, who was pleased with the penance, came to him and offered him a boon. The demon asked, "Hey Lord, I ask you to stay in my stomach." Lord Shiva, known for his love towards his devotees, agreed and stayed in the stomach of Gajasura. In the meantime, goddess Parvati, wife and lord of Shiva, who was in Kailasam, is worried, as her husband was not to be seen for many days. She asked her brother, Lord Vishnu, to come to rescue. Lord Vishnu, along with other deities like Indra and Brahma, came up with a plan. They disguised Nandi as a showboy and the rest of them as a musical band and performed a musical show for the demon Gajasura. Gajasura was impressed and asked the band for anything, and he would sure give them. Obviously, they asked Lord Shiva to return back to Kailasa. Gajasura did so by ending his life and asked Shiva that he make his head to be prayed in all the lokas forever. Hearing the arrival of Lord Shiva, Parvati was excited and happy. She made a clay idol of a little boy and placed with it and eventually gave life to it. Then she wanted to take a shower and get ready for Shiva's arrival. She asked the little boy to guard her palace and not let anyone enter. The boy is standing as a guard to the door of the house of Parvati. Shiva returns home and tries to walk into the palace, but the boy stops him. Neither Shiva nor the boy know each other. Shiva gets angry that someone is blocking his entry to his own house. He first asks Nandi and his armies to get the kid out of the way, but the boy easily defeats them. Shiva threatens to fight with the boy if he does not let him in. The boy states that his mother order is to not let anyone in. In a rage, Shiva uses the Trishul and beheads him. The first moral here is, do not take any action when you're angry. By then, Parvati comes out and is shocked at the scene. Parvati narrates the whole story of the birth of the boy and becomes sad. Shiva repents on what he had done, and the only way that he can bring the boy back to life is by attaching a new head. He sends all the soldiers to fetch the head of the first person they come across who is lying with his head positioned in the north direction. They return with the head of an elephant. Shiva then brings back the boy to life by attaching the head of Gajasura and names him Gajanana or Ganesha. After a few years, Shiva and Parvati have another son by the name Kartikeya. As they both grew older, people on earth were facing many obstacles and hurdles to what they want to do. So the sages requested Lord Shiva to appoint a head of the Vignas. The Vignas create obstacles and never allow us to finish our work. Both Ganesha and Kartikeya wanted to be the head of the Vignas, so Shiva puts them to the test. The test is to travel around the world and take the holy bath in all holy rivers present in the world. Whoever comes first will be appointed as the head of the Vignas. Listening to the terms, of the contest, Kartikeya sits on his vehicle peacock and flies off swiftly. Ganesha, on the other hand, feels dejected and approaches his father and prays him, saying, "You know that I am fat and short and not physically as fast as my brother. I am seeking your advice on how I can be equally as competitive." Lord Shiva responds to his request and says that if you recite the Narayan mantram and circle around your own parents, it is equal to bathing in all the holy rivers. Shiva teaches Ganesha Narayana mantra, and Ganesha, reciting the mantra, does the pradakshina to his parents. Interestingly, Kartikeya always sees his brother Ganesh finding the bath and leave as he tries to enter. Kartikeya returns to Kailas and accepts defeat to his own brother's wisdom and parental respect. So Ganesha is named the head of the Vignas. The second moral here is, in the eyes of God, respecting and praying your parents is the easiest way to achieve success. The ceremony of crowning Ganesha as the head of the Vignas was done on Bhadrapada Shuddha Chaviti, which is today. Every year we celebrate this day as Vinayaka Chaviti or Ganesh Chaturthi by praying to Ganesha and seeking his blessing to take away any obstacles in our life. Ganesha loves sweets made of rice flour. During the ceremony, Ganesha feasts on too many sweets. He then tried to take the blessings of his parents by falling flat on their feet. However, because of his protruding, he could not put both his hands and feet down at the same time. When he tries to keep his hands on the ground, his legs would raise. If he places his legs on the ground, his hands would raise. Looking at this sight, the moon, which resides on the head of Lord Shiva, laughs, and Ganesha is subjected to Dishti, or a mockery that arose due to jealousy and would like that some harm would happen to the person. This causes the stomach of Ganesha to break open and Ganesha dies. Looking at his dead son, Parvati gets angry and then places a curse on the moon that anyone that sees the moon will have to bear false accusations and blame. Third moral, never laugh at or mock at anybody. It can come back to bite you and lead to bad karma. At the same time, the famous 7 sages were doing pradakshina, circling around the fire along with their wives. The wives see the moon and are subject to false accusations by their husbands. The wives of the 7 sages go to Brahma and pray him of their innocence. Then Brahma, along with others, goes to Kailasa and gives life to the dead Ganesha and prays Parvati to the withdraw her curse. Parvati cannot withdraw the curse, but she reduces the intensity by stating the curse will only prevail on the day her son was dead because of the moon's dishti on Vinayaka Chaviti. So people from that day onwards refrained themselves from looking on the moon the day of Vinayaka Chaviti. However, in the Dwapara Yuga, Lord Krishna, who loves to drink milk, sees the reflection of the moon in his bowl of milk. Soon after, Krishna meets a person by the name of Satrajit. Satrajit shows Krishna a diamond by the name of Savantakamani, which was gifted to him by the Lord Sun. The specialty of the diamond being it gives out 8 kilograms of gold every day. Then Krishna asks Satrajit to give it to the king so he can use it for the welfare of all people. But Satrajit refuses and Krishna lets it go. Once, Prasena, the brother of Satrajit, goes hunting wearing the diamond. Looking at the diamond and presuming it was meat, the lion attacks and kills Satrasena and takes the diamond. Realizing though it is not meat, it leaves it in a cave. A bear has to look at the diamond and takes the diamond to his home, to his daughter. The next day, as Prasena doesn't return, Satrajit blames that Krishna killed his brother and stole the diamond since he had refused to give it to him. Lord Krishna realizes this blame was due to looking at the reflection of the moon in milk during Vinayaka Chaturthi. In order to free himself of the blame, Lord Krishna goes to the forest looking for Prasena. In the forest, he finds the dead body and the footmarks of a lion. He follows the footmarks of a lion and then those of a bear. He then follows the footsteps of the bear and reaches the cave of the bear. In the cave, Krishna sees the diamond in the hands of the bear who fights with Krishna. The fight goes on for 28 days and the bear loses and returns the diamond. He realizes that Krishna is none other than Rama in Treta Yuga, and he returns the diamonds to Krishna and asks him to marry his daughter. Krishna agrees and returns to Dwaraka. He summons Satyajit, returns the diamond, and narrates him the whole story, listening to which Satyajit repents and offers Krishna not only the diamond but also his daughter Satyabhama. All the people, sages, then pray to Krishna and tell him that because of you are the Almighty you are able to prove your innocence. But what about normal people like us? Please show us some means to overcome the blame if we look at the moon on Vinayaka Chaviti. And Krishna, pleased by their prayers, gives a boon that those who perform the Ganesha Puja and listen to the story, which you all are doing right now, listen to the story of birth of Ganesha and the story of Samantakamani and put the akshantalu, rice which is prepared by mixing it with turmeric, used during puja, on the heads, would be freed from the curse if they accidentally see the moons. And that, my friends, is the end of the Vinayaka Chaviti, Vinayaka Vijayam story. Thank you all for listening. Om Ganadipataye Namaha.